and welcome back to the podcast of Surviving and Thriving. I'm really glad that you're here today because we're going to be talking about something that almost every person with chronic pain experiences at some point in their life, but hardly anyone talks about it out loud, and that is the fear spiral. I see in the fear spiral how anxiety makes flares worse and what you can do in the moment. I've personally been dealing with this a lot recently, and I realize that we often talk about the physical side of IC, but we don't talk enough about the emotional and nervous system side. So today I want to walk through what the fear spiral is and why it happens and what I do to break out of it when it takes over. My hope is that if you're in that place right now, you will feel less alone and you'll leave this episode with the tools you can actually use. Now, I had to do this video because I put my laundry in and for some reason my washer is just going crazy today. Probably because I've put too many in there, so my bad. If you're judging, it's okay. I judge myself every day. But anyway, we're trying this again. I have been having a little bit of a rough time the last week and a half, and I only share that with you so you know that I'm real. I like to come on here and just be myself, not pretend to be something I'm not. I never claim to have full relief of IC yet. I do know that someday I will, but I will say that I'm in a lot better place than I was before. I've figured out things that have helped me and have helped keep me going. I really see the results and the small wins that I've had, and I really am proud of myself for that. But this week and a half has been rough. I haven't been getting as much sleep. I've been up really early with burning. I do think it's stress related and nervous system related and maybe something to do with the fear spiral, which I'm going to talk to you about today. But I usually take the over-the-counter medicine that you can use for IC, which helps some. I do my TENS unit, which really helps. Breathing, which I'm still working on, and meditations at night. Now, this morning was a little bit rough, and I was on my phone, and I was on the toilet, and I will talk about that a little bit later. But it was a bit rough. But it's okay. I still had a really good day today. I took time to meditate. I did a lot of cleaning chores, made a schedule for myself. I was trying to be kind to myself. And I still have a bit of anxiety. It's not about getting rid of the symptoms. It's just learning to be with your symptoms, which is really hard for me. But I'm working on that. So I pretty much spent all day today just trying to be kind to myself and kind of just take my time because I'm always trying to rush my life. But it's also snowing outside where I am in Pennsylvania, and I do look like crap right now, so please don't mind that. Maybe you will think I look cute. I don't know. I look a mess, but it's okay. Sometimes I will come on here and look cute, and I am excited that this is my first video, but like I said, I like to keep it real. Not always looking good, and this time of year, I'm just, whatever, not worried about it. And I will say that I like Pennsylvania. Some people hate it, some people don't. I feel like there's pros and cons to every state. I do live here partly because of family, but partly because I do really like the mountains and I like the snow. I just don't like driving in it, and I prefer fall, spring, and somewhat summer if it's not too hot. But my real dream is to someday move to Tennessee, at least part-time of the year, and I'm determined to not just make that like a dream. I actually want it to happen. So I'm going to work on eventually saving up money when we have the money to do that, and to maybe buy an Airbnb down there or maybe do something related to that. That's my dream. So yes, living down south is probably a little bit better maybe, but I still like it up here. It's just not always perfect, but I think it's how you make the best of it no matter where you live. But yeah, so that's my dream. So I'm going to get into this now and hope that I don't have to do another video. Hopefully my washer cooperates and doesn't start making noises again. And I have to learn to put less in the laundry. ADHD is not fun sometimes. Okay, what the fear spiral actually is. So let's start with the basics. For me, the fear spiral usually begins with a symptom, burning, urgency, pelvic pain like this morning, that sharp little stab, whatever it is, and instead of my brain going, okay, it's a flare, it's uncomfortable, but I've been here before, my brain automatically jumps to the worst case scenario. Oh no, it's happening again. What if it gets worse? What if this gets worse? What if I lose all my progress? What if this never stops? And the second that happens, fear kicks in. Fear activates the fight or flight response. And once you're in a fight or flight, your body tenses, which is something I struggle with. Your pelvic floor tightens, your bladder becomes hypersensitive, and everything feels 10 times worse. Now, this is something I struggle with, especially in the middle of the night when I'm waking up and I'm half out of it and I'm already grumpy in the morning as it is. I don't like being disturbed in my sleep. I just don't. I don't think any of us really does. But I start to spiral, like, oh no, why is this happening again? But I'm going to keep trying to get into a routine. Like last night, I did my pelvic wand, I did the TENS unit, breathing meditation. This morning, I probably should have done more of that. But the nighttime wasn't too bad. But the pelvic wand, I think, might have made me a little bit more sore, though. I don't think my body was quite ready for that. As I mentioned, I was sick the last few weeks, and that really messes with my nervous system. But it's okay. You know, you learn as you go, and you name the small wins. And yeah, but anyway, I can relate to you with the fear spiral. So then the anxiety increases. Yay. Not oh yay. And then the pain increases. And before you know it, you're stuck in the loop that feels impossible to get off. To get out of. Oh my word. I really hope this makes you laugh because I don't feel like making another video. Okay. That's the fear spiral. Okay. Number 2, why this happens. The nervous system explanation. A lot of people don't realize this, but the nervous system is constantly trying to protect you. With chronic pain, the brain becomes extra alert because it thinks you're in danger all the time. So even a small sensation can trigger a huge alarm response. The bladder and pelvic nerves are also directly connected to stress. If you're stressed, scared, overwhelmed, or on edge, your symptoms can flare instantly. Doesn't mean something is wrong with you. Reminder to me as well. It means your system is sensitized and not damaged. I didn't do too bad on that word. And that's a really important difference. Number 3, real thoughts that feed the spiral. This part is important because I think hearing someone else's thoughts makes you feel less alone in your own. It also makes me feel less alone. Here are some thoughts I've thought during these spirals. What if this is the beginning of another bad flare like before? What if I did something wrong? What if the pain means something serious? I thought I was getting better. Why is this happening? None of these thoughts are true, but in the moment, especially with the pain, they feel very true. What to not do during the spiral. Let me go through the things I used to do that actually made my spirals worse. So this is kind of like showing where my progress is because I don't do this as much anymore, some of these. Googling symptoms. I don't do that anymore, but that used to take me down a rabbit hole to Reddit. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Such a negative place. Not always factual information either. Sitting on the toilet repeatedly, checking my bladder. I do that, but mainly when I have the burning, but I'm trying to learn not to do that. So that's one that I've struggled with. Lying still while scanning my body every few seconds. I started to do that today, so small win again. Over-analyzing every sensation. That's a big one. I'd say I'm still working on that one as well. Blaming myself for causing the flare. Another one that's 1/2 done. Still struggle a little bit with being hard on myself. I feel like we all are. Pushing myself to do things when my body was clearly overwhelmed. I've been getting better with that a little bit at a time. Give yourself grace, though. Spiral, texting out of fear. I've done that. Telling myself it would never calm down. These things feel like coping mechanisms, but they actually put the nervous system into a deeper panic mode, which I've noticed with myself too. Number 5, how to break the fear spiral in real time. Okay, here's the important part. These are the tools that genuinely helped me interrupt the spiral and calm my symptom. Somatic tracking. I gently notice the sensation without judging it. I tell myself this is uncomfortable, but it's safe. My body is sensitized right now, not broken. Reassurance statements that you can use. I talk to myself in a grounded voice. My body has felt this before, and it always settles. This is a nervous system flare. I am safe right now. Grounding my body. Deep breathing helps, but only if it feels natural. not forced. Sometimes just loosening my stomach, relaxing my hips, and unclenching my jaw makes a huge difference. Environment shift. Okay. I change rooms, step outside for a minute, turn on a show, or sit somewhere new so my brain gets a physical signal. Physical comfort. As I mentioned, a heating pad, a warm shower, cozy blankets, gentle stretching. All of this reminds the body that it's not in danger. Gentle distractions. I'll watch something light, talk to someone, work on a small project, or just shift my focus enough to break the cycle. These things don't erase the pain instantly, but they prevent the spiral from taking over. Number 6, a real example from my life. Let me share a quick example. Recently, I had a flare out of nowhere after thinking I was getting better. I woke up with burning, urgency, and the familiar shock of panic, and pain. And immediately the thoughts started. Why is this happening? Am I going backwards? What did I do wrong? And I could feel my chest tightening and my body going into that alarm mode. But instead of letting myself spiral, I paused. I sat somewhere comfortable and did somatic tracking. I remind myself that I've been through this before and the flares don't erase progress. They're just part of my journey. And slowly it eased. Not instantly, but gradually. And the longer I stayed in a panic mode, the faster my body calmed down. The moment reminded me that I'm not powerless, and neither are you when the fear shows up. Number 7, encouragement to anyone listening. If you're in the middle of a fear spiral right now, I want you to hear this. You are not crazy. You are not imagining this. You are not weak for being scared. Your body is not broken. You are experiencing a normal nervous system reaction to something that has traumatized you before. And more importantly, you can calm the spiral and you can break the cycle. And you will feel safe again. It is temporary. And even when it feels permanent, number 8. Even when it feels permanent, sorry. Sometimes I read something and it doesn't click right away. But that's very true. And last but not least, thank you for being here with me today. I hope this episode... Another laugh for you. I hope this episode helps you understand your body a little better and gives you something that you can reach for the next time the fear spiral tries to take over. If you have episode ideas or things you want me to talk about, please feel free to send them in. I love hearing from you. And remember, you're not alone in this, and I'm right here with you, going through it too. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you in the next episode.